say it, and now I think I can actually really drop in why. When he smiled at me on the Zoom and said, "Come on, Colman, we can do it." I actually wanted to do it for you.
Appreciate that.
No, because I knew that, like, who's going to tell our stories? Who's going to
Right.
tell stories of black and brown men trying to make a difference in their own lives? You know what I mean? Trying to have these breakthroughs, and that's what I witnessed from reading that article and what you guys did. And the fact that, like, we've never said that, but I know that there was tenderness
Right.
in there in such a dangerous place, and I thought it was heroic work you guys were doing. So I truly want to say that's why I did it, because of you.
Listen, there's a lot that like you said, there was a lot that wasn't said. Like Colman came in and taught us how to use that word tender, for us to be tender towards one another. Although tenderness was there, and we did things that showed to one another that we cared about and that you my bro and all that, but to say the words, to be tender with one another, we would have never done that had it not been for Colman giving us the permission. We found the permission in his actions and his enfolding himself into our group without coming in as a big bad Colman Domingo who's Oscar.
As we all know him, we know him as the big bad Colman Domingo.
He could have done that. He could have done it. He had the authority. Paul Racy, Sean, everybody, even the directors, Greg Quidar, they had the authority to be that, but they didn't. And they what they did, and rather they enfolded themselves into the community that we had created for years in RTA. They enfolded themselves in that, and that's like when somebody meets you, takes a step towards you, you are obligated to take a step towards them. So, and that's how we created what we did.
Next generations will. I'll speak for myself. It's one of those performances that's in my pantheon of favorite performances of all time. Like in terms of a north star of what's possible, and I really mean that. And I was talking to your old buddy Sean backstage, and what's transcendent about it is its interiority and its simplicity and its profundity and the profoundness of your soul coming through. But I could also say that about everyone else on this stage, the whole cast. Like it's so rare that you get to say that about every single cast member bringing their soul in such a real way. But working with, I guess my question is, you shot this over 18 days?
Yeah. In between shooting The Color Purple in Ruston, I had 18 days available, and he took them. I didn't offer them up. I just said, well, I don't know when we can do the film. I only have 18 days in between. He said, well, I'll take them.
It felt like an offer.
It felt like an offer, because it felt like an offer. But it was a great invitation, honestly. And I felt like I look at it now, something was divine about just having that amount of time to not overthink, to go to this very raw space, to say, on the Zoom, he was like, "Come on, Colman, we can do it in 18 days." And I was like, "Okay, I guess we can." So, but we all had to go in with that sense of vulnerability, to be honest, and like you're saying, that openness, and share a bit of our soul. So to crack us open in a new way, to create something that hasn't been created before, and which is very much a hybrid in many ways. So, but it was a great, I think that you have the soul to say, this is what I'm interested in, and he may not know exactly what it was, but he had that feeling, and there was a great invitation. So I thank you for that.
Well, and I think to say,
Reached out to me, and they said they had an idea about this film. And I said, well, great, send me the script. And they said, well, we don't have one. And they said, well, here's an article in Esquire magazine that talks about this program that has been really doing some incredible work with these men. And so much so that there's a less than 3% recidivism rate amongst these communities compared to 60% nationwide. And I thought, whoa, this is fantastic. So I thought, let's see what we can create. They invited me to bring out everything I had to create a film and partner with this gentleman. We sat on Zooms and we talked about what was important to us, just as men. And we're talking about the healing work of men, and these men, what I found in this program, were doing the work and being responsible to each other and to themselves to do this great healing work, really doing work to go. I mean, my friends can tell you more about it, but in terms of like just really doing that deep work and using theater as this true place where they can, I don't know, it can give them some more hope and more agency in their own lives. And I thought, well, this is fantastic. If this is, you know, if we can possibly make something that it's a generous offering. You know, I don't think that there was nothing about this stuff. Oh, there was, nothing real sexy about making a movie about, you know, art, you know, like being this healing force, but it's something that's so necessary. You thought that is actually very sensual, not sexy, it's sensual.
Yeah.